That's
We'll
fine.
see.
All right, let's actually start the podcast now. All
Okay.
right, 2025 Paddle of the Year. So let's go through each of the categories, and then we'll probably have one, and then maybe one honorable mentions for each category. So the first one we'll do is Innovation of the Year, and then I'll list out all the other ones as well. So Gen 3 of the Year, Gen 4 of the Year, Flop of the Year, Underrated Paddle of the Year, Overrated Paddle of the Year, Budget Paddle of the Year, Beginner Paddle of the Year, Paddle that you wanted to love but hated, Paddle you wanted to hate but you ended up loving, and then Favorite Paddle of the Year, along with, of course, Paddle of the Year. Um, let's just go freelance it. I personally think that some of the categories should be just like based on performance without budget, because we have a budget Paddle of the Year, but we'll see how it goes with this. So the first one is Innovation of the Year. I'll start just so like you guys have like an idea of what I was going with this. The two that I had was the Carbon True Foam. That was like the first foam paddle of this year. That was officially the foam core. And it just started the wave of all these foam paddles along the way. I don't think it's the best foam paddle in the current market, but I think it really started the floodgate of all these foam paddles, and then later on with all the floating cores, and now they're testing out different materials like MPP or EPP. And the second one I thought personally I liked a lot, as my honor mention, is Forge and Bond's Run Out. They have a paddle that's made out of fully recyclable materials. I think that's freaking awesome considering how much waste like pickleball has. Like we finally have something that's actually like good for the environment. So those are my two. My first one is the carving because that was the big one, and then my honorable mention is Forge and Bond. Anyone want to go next?
I could go. Um, yeah, I think innovation of the year definitely, just like what you said. I think it was the carbon true foam. Yeah, it was the first of its kind. Everyone was just using like honeycomb, polypropylene. Um, that was just the meta, right? And then I remember when Carbon announced the wave, or not the wave, the true from Genesis, I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? They're like marketing that it's indestructible or like it doesn't core crush, all these things. And I remember when I joined like their like town hall meeting for like the Genesis, I was so hyped. I was like, I'm getting this paddle. Um, and then yeah, and then the rest is history. Just like what you said, every company is like it's like the war of foam paddles right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's trying to get the best foam paddle at the moment. Um, honorable mention, I got to give it to my boys at Selkirk, the MOI system. That's all I got to say. MOI
The
system.
MOI system is what you think is
Yeah,
innovation? Just adding weights onto a
innovation.
paddle.
Just super condensing the weight into one paddle, into one area. Dude, I just thought it was funny, honestly. This is more funny, and like the fact that you can't like replace, take it out. That's innovative, dude. Forcing the person to use what they believe is the best. Sure, I know they did a lot of research on it, but I just thought it was funny. And then because of that, was it Slice came out with like their own adjustable MI? So yeah, I think that was pretty funny. That was just more like a funny, innovative thing. And obviously, Infinite Grid. I think Infinite Grid is like really insane for the
Okay,
amount
that's
of grid it like
I agree with
handles.
that. That's fair.
That's
Yeah,
those are the actual two things I was gonna say. The Infinite Grid being the honorable
yeah.
mention, and the MOI weights being the my innovation of the year. I mean, we didn't. I mean, I started not too long ago, earlier this year, and I didn't even see any type of MOI weight system from anything else except for after the boomstick came out, and then Slice decided to make their own version of it where you can actually adjust it to put it wherever you want onto the paddle. Sure, the boomstick probably shouldn't have made it so that you're kind of set to where it is, but I can see why, right? It made it so that the sweet spot was just felt so much larger on it, and yeah, it gave it everything it needed. So I that's for me that's the innovation of the year too. For me,
It's just Selkirk.
uh For me, a lot of this is gonna end up going Selkirk's way.
Someone's trying to get sponsored by Selkirk in this video.
No. Somebody here was a Selkirk fan, and I was trying to not be that person, and then I ended up being that person in this group.
I am the true Selkirk fanboy. Live and die by the what the aerodynamic thing. Shout out Tesla.
No, stop it.
You buy one?
Wait, don't you guys think the Tesla one is innovation of the year? Dude, $1,200 because of aftermarket. That's innovation right there.
Yeah, they somehow tested their paddle in a wind tunnel for aerodynamics and still made a really high swing rate paddle. So props on
So I'm
them,
saying,
you know.
hey, I can't wait for the Marquise Brownlee video review on it. So
Yeah,
if you guys know who that is, waiting for his review.
I only want it because it has red weights on it, and I have a red Tesla, so it just matches my car. I mean, too bad it's
You,
twelve
use as
hundred
your windshield wipers.
dollars.
yeah. Well, mine is probably still just the true phone, just because. Yeah, I mean, first phone paddle. It's hard to kind of beat that with innovation of the year, but I will say they definitely didn't do it the best. So uh, it's really for them starting the kind of trend for research and development, because from that spawned like paddles with different types of foam injected in it and different core structures and stuff. So yeah, you know,
Like
believe that.
they walked so everyone could sprint.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
They crawled so
I
everyone
just
could
I
sprint.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just find it funny how all companies they just copy each other. Everyone's like, okay, everyone I bet you like every company's like, all right, everyone we'll buy one true foam and then we're gonna dissect it and we're gonna copy it.
Who's that? Make it different a little bit.
But I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
typically that is how it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how it is. It's not
Yeah,
bad. I
different
mean,
shapes.
I think it's good if that people are making it better. So
Yeah.
let's just
Yeah.
hope that corkscrews the next one.
But there's some like things
Cork.
where
Yeah.
corkscrew. Yeah, that actually. Yeah, cork board. Who knows?
They were
Maybe it might
using
be.
it. Some paddles are
Yeah.
actually using cork inside like the foam. It's like little circle patches of cork in there. It gives it more of a
I mean,
control-y, dwelly feel, like, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. Interesting.
that'd
Yeah.
be interesting to see if it actually evolves into something more.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I wonder if there's like people who are doing more research on how like certain shapes in the foam actually affect its performance. Because I'm like, especially with like Proton's new like Peacock, which has like the little like proton symbol like holes in it. I'm just like, did they actually like say, hey, that was the optimal shape or alignment to like put all the holes in, or did they just go like, that looks funny on the X-ray, let's go with that?
Atomic level changes. Atomic
The
level.
Jimmy Neutron.
Mm,
I mean, that reminds me, isn't there? I think there's a new paddle. Isn't it the Honolulu or something like that? That's trying their newest paddle. It has a slightly different tech at the bottom, like right above the handle. They made it so that there's like some type of cutout. I don't know exactly what it is because it's actually relatively new, and I just saw it just yesterday actually. And apparently, it's supposed to make the paddle feel so much better when you're hitting with it. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I sent the X-ray in our chat. It's the pivot core thing. It's like a
Mhm.
weird thing. Oh, well, I actually did order one so we can try it out.
Oh,
But
okay. Well, there we go.
just because STS hyped it up so much, so I guess we're gonna have to
I
actually
should have
try it
just
out.
try to find him and ask him to try it.
He does live in the area.
He does.
No.
All
All
right,
right, should we go
Gen
on?
3. I guess we'll just go like counterclockwise since that was how we played it out. I'll have like our lists when we edit the video, so we'll show like all of our Gen 3s and all our Gen 4s and our favorite paddle of the year. But my top Gen 3 paddle of the year, and just the way I'm looking at it is not budget related. It's just pure performance is the Thrive Fury. Honor mention is the RPM. I think the Thrive just has the grit, but I understand that the RPM does have really greedy paddles too, but the variants because we got like 7 of them and only 2 of them were gritty. So based on that chance, that's kind of sucks. And also the Q like the quality control of these RPMs is kind of like everywhere. I like, and at least they're really nice with the like responses and warranty and stuff. But man, do you have your paddle next to you, Jonathan?
I can grab it. I don't know if I can do the sound though. I don't know if my mic. Maybe I'll like I could post like a video of it. But maybe we could do a short of it.
Just
But
try it right now. I feel like your mic will pick it up.
Put it up to your
It's pretty
ear.
loud.
I'm
Yeah.
using earbuds. I'm using earbuds. I
Oh,
don't know if I can
okay.
pick it up.
Put it
Sure.
up to your ear.
But
We'll try to put it in there.
yeah,
But no,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
It's weird.
it's weird. So that's why I kind of put the Thrive ahead of the RPM at this moment because I've had 2 so far, and even though the grit wears out a little bit, it's still like grittier than the like the stocks of the other RPMs. And
Mhm.
overall, I just like they both play like better than all the other Gen 3s in my opinion as well. So
Mhm.
those are my picks.
Back to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think um my Gen 3 paddle of the year is gonna be the RPM. Despite the fact that its quality control is I'm sorry, I think it's not good. I think their quality control I don't know if it's a Eula level of quality control, but I think what I experience is just like, the handle is like cheap, right? And then Briones claimed that uh my other paddles, like my first one that I got, he said it's just straight up delaminated. Um, which I'm not sure. Maybe it's just because he was testing a paddle that was not broken in versus what was broken in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it has a more of like a trampoline dwell effect when you break it in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I got to give it to the RPM. I think it's the paddle of the year. At least just for me, I think it's not as poppy. Um, I think it's just very well balanced. It's got good power. It's got good pop. It's light, so it's like really customizable. Honorable mention would be the Thrive. Um, I think the Thrive is very good. It's just a little bit more poppier, a little bit more power compared to the RPM, and grittier. So congrats to Thrive for making a really good Gen 3 paddle which I believe has good quality control. But it just RPM was just more like what you said, Tomo, just more um consistent with like their quality. I'm sure like it would even go higher for me. So those are my two. And I guess like Yola, just because everyone uses a Yola, even though like they're, you know, it's expensive. It's good. It's good. It's just solid. So yeah.
And funny enough, that's for me. Like I looked at it as the Eula being the paddle of the year for Gen 3. Um, it literally set the standard, in my opinion. Like every paddle was trying to match up to the Eula Pro 4s after they came out, and like so many people on the court started to have them, and they're just really really good performing paddles, and they have multiple different shapes. Sure, there's the black sheep in the family, but that nobody wants to use. But all the other shapes, so many people ended up with them, and everything else had to try to match themselves up to them. So I feel like, and when I played with my 14 Scorpius, I loved it. I played with the Agassi first, and then I ended up with the Scorpius because I wanted poppiness, and it just performed really, really well for me. I mean, sure, it didn't have as much grit as some of the newer paddles, but it was it just performed well enough for me to be happy with it and do everything I needed it to do at the time. And then I guess an honorable mention for me would be the Franklin C45 because I actually really enjoyed how the sweet spot felt when you hit with on the sweet spot. Sure, the dead spots weren't as great, but it was just again another really really good performing paddle, and it actually happens to be really really light, so, because it lets you gives you the opportunity to mod it however you choose, right? Weight wise, but yeah, again, a really really great paddle. And then I would put the RPM third. It was a nice feeling paddle too, but I just for some reason, in my opinion, it just didn't feel like anything special to me. It was good, performs really well, but it just didn't wow me like Eula did when it came out and everybody needed the Eula. So that's how I saw the list for that.
Yeah, actually put RPM friction also as the Gen 3 paddle of the year. I think I personally enjoyed the feel of the 14 millimeter one the most. Gives you a little bit more feedback at the cost of like slight dwell. Um, I feel like it just has enough power pop to place the ball where you want it to go, enough spin to just shape the ball, and is fairly lightweight, well balanced in the hand. So I think it hit all like the good notes. Yeah, it doesn't really have like say like amazing power where you're like, oh yeah, this is so cool. Like I feel good like hitting that super powerful drive, but like at the end of the day, I felt like I could play better with that paddle than others, like just from my initial like testing with it. Like I switched to it and I was immediately able to play with it, which I couldn't say the same for like a lot of other paddles. Um, my runner up is the Thrive Fury. Um, likewise, it's like just slightly heavier in the head. Well, no, I would say considerably heavier in the head, but um, still very solid. I think has more dwell, more grit than the RPM, and more power. So if you're chasing that kind of stuff, then it's a good paddle. But even with increased power, I felt like I was able to, control the depth of my shots very well with it. And both of them come in elongated, and I actually play like wide body, and I was able to pick it up. So just fine. So do recommend those two. My
You
third
also got
runner
the
up would have.
grittier 14 millimeter.
That's true. I
You got
played
the
the
super gritty
grittier
one.
14
And we
millimeter.
played
Yeah, so
today, and Tony was like, "What's wrong with
that is
yours?"
true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There was like when you felt them, they felt totally different. And Tony's was older than yours, so and it still felt
It's so gritty.
more gritty, yeah, than your 14 millimeter. So yeah, definitely there's a huge variance between the paddle and yeah, I think if they can work on their quality control, I think definitely would feel more comfortable recommending that paddle to other people
Hmm.
without being like, oh yeah, like mine felt really nice and I really enjoyed it, but like, your results, may vary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we can move on.
Gen 4. Um, I'll go first. The Gen 4 for me was the boomstick. Um, I don't like that it's $333. I don't like that the quality control is all over the place. I didn't like that the handle also had quality control issues as well too. I didn't like how some of them are also like super sharp on the edges too, where it was like cutting like people's hands a little bit. Um, but their customer service is still really good, except for recently, because I'm not the only one, but it seems like some people have been sending out theirs for warranty and they haven't gotten their warranted paddle in yet. I don't know what's going on. It could be due to the holidays. Everyone's just really busy. But if I'm having faith that Selkirk will do right about this. But in just pure terms of performance, without weight, like if you remove the MOI weight, in my opinion, I think it's like the best Gen 4 paddle right now. when you remove the weight, like yes, the weight's really good, but being able to customize the weight how you want to, and because the paddle's so light without those, you can there's so much room for customization to cater to how you want to play it. The other paddle that will like come kind of close to it in my experience was the bread and butter loco. It's not for me because I don't know what's wrong with elongated for me. It just feels very like it just doesn't feel very balanced to me compared to the boomstick. So if the bread and butter like had a little better balancing, then I would actually definitely put the loco above the boomstick. But I feel like the power and pop of the boomstick, the infinite grit, the customer service, I I would put Selkirk above the bread and butter. So in terms of Gen 4, that's definitely mine.
Yeah, weirdly, like all the locals we got were like super head heavy.
Hmm.
But I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed the ones that they got. Like at least like friends that have it, they enjoy it. So I don't know. It was just not for us.
I think it's a good paddle. I think if you
Yeah.
like it, then you like it. I've seen people
Mhm.
that like really like it. Um, I think it's a good paddle. It's just if you don't like that head heaviness, it's not. I don't know. I don't know, and it's not swing weight because I measured some of my paddles that I feel more quote unquote well balanced for my taste. They're like still 126 swing weight though.
Yeah, it's just like something about the weight distribution of that paddle is just off to us.
To us at least, yeah.
Yeah. But I would say like once that paddle also does need to break in somehow. Like we played it like right away and we were like, oh man, this feels terrible. And then like we gave it like we needed to give it quite a few hours. And then
Hmm.
afterwards we were like, oh okay, yeah, actually it feels pretty decent. It feels pretty nice now. But yeah, we had to play for at least like I would say like 10 hours on each paddle.
Hmm. What you got, Jonathan?
Yep. Keep it nice and simple. Boomstick for sure. I think if you just if you don't consider the price and like the quality control it had, dude, it's just so good. Sweet spot's amazing. The wide, I think objectively the wide body is better.
It is better.
If you're a doubles player, I think it objectively the wide body is better if you're a doubles player. Um, but I mean, if you still want to use elongated, it still has a really good sweet spot. But the sweet spot on the wide body is essentially the whole paddle, and it's super strong. Yeah, I think uh nothing else to say. Infinigrid is like super good. I took out the MOIs on mine and I stuck it like did like how like the pros are doing theirs like Jack Sock. I thought it played better. It felt like I could the ball dwelled more, became more plush and like less hollow feeling. And I like that feel. So yeah, I think nothing else beats that. I think honorable mentions. Uh man, I didn't like the loco. I can't put the loco there. Maybe like the J2 NF. I think the J2 NF was just solid. Just a solid paddle. And then the Quanta was excellent. It just needs weight, but $100 and it can play like a boomstick if you wanted to. Just weight it up. So
Hmm.
those are mine.
I mean, for me, it ended so for me it was the wide body boomstick. It that paddle set the standard for all the other paddles to me. I love that paddle. I would love the way it hits, the way it feels when you hit with it. It just has this really, really satisfying feeling and sound to it when I hit with it, and that's why I like that paddle so much. And I also tend to use pop over power more because I don't really hit as hard as some of my peers do. So I use the pop on that paddle to kind of compensate, and that boomstick has so much pop on it that it's just feels so good when I hit with it, and it actually in a way covers my weakness. So I love that paddle. It's It was just too good not to put on the top of my list. And the sweet spot is, like Jonathan was saying, it's incredible. It's huge on that paddle. I
It's
guess
like I was just gonna say it was funny because I feel like you were missing the puzzle piece, and the boomstick was like your puzzle piece.
yeah.
And then after you started playing the boomstick, it's just like I was like, this is a whole different Levi. I was genuinely shocked.
It was it felt so good playing with that paddle that I also had to get the Regal version when it came out. It was an absolute necessity. I love that paddle. It was just too good to me. And then in second, I put Avatar only because I felt like it was actually a decent performing paddle. But it's also not every day we actually get to try try a paddle from Vietnam, right? So I actually really enjoyed it. I liked it more than the Loco. I was considering putting the Loco or the NF in that second spot, but I think for me the NF I only liked it more because our NF specifically was way grittier than than the normal NFs that we've encountered. So that's why I put it higher up on the list. And then I after breaking the break-in period on the Loco, I felt like that was actually a decent paddle. At first, I didn't like it at all. The day we got it, I just didn't like how it hit at all. It didn't feel right. And it was also head heavy. So I ended up putting the Avatar above those other two because right out of the box, it was actually pretty decent for a paddle compared to those two.
Yeah. Um, I feel like I have to give the paddle or Gen 4 paddle of the year to like my main, the Quanta R2. I don't know. I just feel like it performs so well for, I mean, I wouldn't even say like for its budget. Like it just performs well in general. Like I think the R2 is the paddle that I've let people try the most where they're like, oh, I really like this paddle. But they never really moved to that paddle because I think they also watch like so many reviews that they're like, oh yeah, most people don't recommend it because you need to put weights on it and you know, um, they're scared like of that for some reason. I don't know, like I think a lot of people kind of sleep on it because you have to put weights on it, but it's honestly like just slap something on there and there's like so many guides online on the Quantas that I think it's an easy mod and honestly you can customize it very readily to how you like the balance to be, how you like the feel to be. So it's a fun one to play around with. The power is great. I think the spin is decent. I mean, maybe you might want to have better like topspin mechanics for it because there isn't a lot of grit on it. But yeah, I think it just performs super well, just in general. But I think my second runner-up would be the GX2 Power
Yeah, that's a good one.
because that paddle has like insane dwell. Like it's just like holds the ball. It is a little bit muted, but it is super powerful too, and it plays well stock. So, um, and the sweet spot is decent. Like it's considerably big. So I would put that one as like my second. I guess if I was being like completely unbiased, I would put it as my first. But I just enjoy the Quanta way too much. It's the paddle that made me jump from a Gen 2 paddle to, you know, the next. I totally skipped past Gen 3. But that being said, I feel like the newer Gen 3s are really nice.
They
So
are.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Flop of the year. Since you're mentioning the Quanta, flop of the year for me is not one but two Ronbus paddles. The ripples, every iteration of them, and and another one which I thought is it's not a true flop, but I do feel bad for it. It's the Refoam series as well. So Ripple was like the one that everyone was hyped for forever. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, this thing hits hard. It's gonna be like the best paddle ever." Everyone's waiting for it, and then boom, oh, it's banned. Oh, it's not gonna be released. Not released. Like happened so many times this year. Even though it supposedly it passed at like random tests, and then it got retested and it didn't get passed. So during this time frame, like people were like, "Oh, okay, we're done." And then they spent like a ridiculous amount of money and time to research and do some R&D on these refoam paddles. And then they made the Quanta right afterwards, so that everyone ended up just being like, "Oh, let's just get the Quanta," which like performs better, and it was their budget paddle that just outperformed the refoam anyways. So like, and I don't think anyone actually knows what the refoam is.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know what the like what the difference is between the refoam and their other battles. Like I never looked it up. It was never really advertised to me. It just came out of nowhere and then was like immediately replaced.
Yep. I think now because of that, they lower their prices down from the 200 to 120. So, well, do you got a flop, Jonathan?
Mm, I had two in mind. I think the first one was the Adidas Metal Bone. Just what is that, man? they they were trying to cook, but no one was hungry for sure. Um, like it's so stupid. Like the stupid screws and stuff. And then they made like a newer version of it, right? I mean,
Uh-huh.
Adidas made another one. It was like a little better, but like for Adidas being Adidas, like dude, they are like worldwide. They make like they're iconic. They make like one of the best like soccer shoes like available, right? Like I remember this might be a super long time ago, but like the Addy Zero like soccer shoes. I was like, holy, this was like goaded. And then yeah, it was so bad. Like that Federico was like, no, I'm not using your paddle. I'm going back to you like what Yola. So that's embarrassing. And
I changed my mind. That one's my
yeah,
innovation of the year. I forgot about the screws.
yeah, so stupid. Um, my next one, I'm gonna save it for the paddle that I really wanted to like. So
Okay.
I'll save that one for that one. But yeah, just metal bone.
Do you have
Me,
one?
the flop of the year is the Ripple. I remember when I first started, I was looking for paddles, right? I ended up with the Agassi and the Scorpius, but we just kept talking about how the Ripple is gonna be everything I wanted in a paddle, everything that I needed in a paddle, and then it just turns out that it was like a complete joke. That nobody wanted the paddle, it was not good. So, I mean, that's all I really have to say for flop of the year because I was looking so forward to that paddle, but then nothing ever came of it to me. So it was just the flop.
Everyone wanted the original Apple.
Yeah,
I heard
exactly.
people still love that paddle though. The one that's
Yeah.
not it's banned for a reason,
It's-
but
The one
yeah.
that
Yeah.
was supposed to be. I really do wish we actually got to try that one.
Yeah, I wonder how
Would have
close
been
it
neat,
is to
at least to
like
see
the
what it was.
yeah.
Quanta or something.
I wonder how close it is to like the top like the boomstick right now. Because
Yeah,
like is it actually noticeably illegal power? I wonder. Because like the boomstick has a huge sweet spot, has a lot of power, and it has a lot of grit
yeah.
as well. So, but that one passed. So, yeah, I think my big, like, at least like personally, my biggest flop of the year was the wave, the TF, the carbon true foam wave. Just because like they came out with like the first foam paddle, and then they're like, all right, we're gonna come out with like V2, and then they came out with a wave, and I was like, oh man, I can't tell if I like this more or less than the original one. Like so. I know we have a few friends that love that battle, but for me at least, it was like, eh. And then I don't really see that many people latching onto it, like with all the options for Gen 4. Um, I don't think that one never really took off.
That is true. I think I've only seen like 2 or 3. That was it. I haven't seen more of them anywhere.
I've
Maybe
seen like
it's
two.
not as
One of
noticeable,
them
but
was us. So
yeah, exactly.
I feel like a lot of all the hardcore Carbon ambassadors I've known, they like switched back to their Genesis after like 2 weeks.
oh man, yeah.
Oh, that's actually true. Yeah.
I know that a few. I mean, we know a few of our own friends who like liked it for like a week and then they ended up switching to another paddle already. So,
Yeah.
all right, underrated paddle of the year. Mine was the Agassi Pro 4s. Mainly because I thought it was really good. It just got so dwarfed by the Ben Johns Perseus ones. And I think Ben Johns is a great paddle. But I think for most people, like the average pickleball player, I think the Agassi is actually better. Like it's more well balanced. It has a better. I think the sweet spot's like overall better. The trampoline effect isn't as bad, so it's more consistent, and I think it has a slightly lower swing weight. And you have the benefit of also if you like the 16 millimeters, you can get the Stephanie Graf version, which has a thinner handle. So I don't know. I thought it was a really good one. Another one for me was the 11.624 Alpha Pro Powers. I thought those were like I was using it for a very long time. I It was the 11.624 was like supposedly the Walmart Yola, and it was like super hyped for a while. Later on, I guess 11.624 ended up being like, well, we want to make something a little bit more closer to the with more dwell and more of a better feel. So they made the Alpha Pro Power, and people by then people kind of just stuck with their power, or they just forgot about it. But I tried the Alpha, and I thought it was really really good. I had the original Alpha before they made these Gen 3 ones, and I actually really like that paddle too. So
I don't know if this is like um underrated. Hmm. I think I'm gonna get memed on the opal. I don't really see anyone like I like I saw like reviewers talk about the opal
uh-huh.
and they're just like it's whatever, you know? It's like a really whatever paddle and just it's nothing special about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had this thing with obscure paddles that I just pop off with them. Um one of it was the Vatic. I forgot which one exactly was Tomo,
It
but
was the 14
you know,
millimeter, the Saga.
yeah, I popped off with that thing, and then um, the Opal, yeah, I popped off for it for a few games, and then Thrive and RPM came out, and then I give up. um, but I think 11.624. You know, I think they did pretty well. Um, I guess if there was like a comeback of the year, I feel like because like remember last year, paddle of the year was like um the double black diamond. Like everyone was like, oh, like was it double black
That was 2 years
diamond
ago. Last year was
2 years ago?
J2K.
Okay, okay, yeah, but like 6-0 came out with nothing. They were like it was just like nothing cool. But I think probably coral and opal pretty underrated. So I mean, would I recommend it? Like as first choice? No, but if someone uses it, I'll be like mad respect. So I liked it. I thought I played really well with it. I thought it felt well. So
I think it's just getting close by the Cora though, because I think the Cora is just so much better than the Opal overall. But I see where you're coming from
Mhm.
for the Opal though. I think it has good
Yeah.
potential though for sure.
I think I would recommend the coral over the opal, but I think opal has like a higher ceiling to pop off compared to the coral.
Mm-hmm.
Coral, you'll just play like solid.
I would also just keep it in mind because I think with the way that paddle plays, it might be really good in an elongated shape. Versus like the coral, I felt was really good for a hybrid shape since it's so has such good dwell, felt really pillowy and had good control, but good like decent pop power. So I think that one felt really good for a hybrid right away. But the opal, because of like how like I don't know destructive powers it has, I feel like you might as well just go all the way and just play elongated.
Yeah. So we'll see. So those are mine.
All right, what you got, Levi?
My underrated paddle of the year is the Agassi. That was actually my first paddle purchase. I really, really enjoyed the way it felt. But with the Perseus being around, I just didn't see anybody go with the Agassi at all until later. Until I slowly started seeing more and more Agassis on the court. I ended up with the graph because I wanted the thinner handle, so that way, when I over grip it, it's not as thick in the hand. Um, but yeah, it was just a really, really good paddle. The sweet spot was nice. It's just, I think maybe it's because of the shape also that people kind of like tend to veer away from it because you know uh what was it Jonathan once said, paddle a typical pickleball paddle culture is to go with the elongated, and the normal elongated shape is what everyone was looking for, whereas the Agassi had a very different shape compared to all the other paddles. So maybe that's part of the reason. I have no idea, but yeah, it was just a really good performing paddle that for some reason didn't really have much in the limelight.
I think my underrated paddle of the year. I think this one's cutting it close because I'm not sure if it came out end of last year or early this year, but for me, it's like the 11624 Jelly Bean series. The when they came out with, like the Pegasus and Vapor shapes.
Oh, that
So
was right. I forgot when
That's
they
a
came
really good
out.
paddle.
They
dude,
were really good.
I don't think I feel like I played the Pegasus Jelly Bean, and I think I there hasn't been a paddle where I could shape the ball as like sharply as I could with that paddle. And I think it is underrated because it kind of got shoehorned in this like control paddle category, um, where I would agree that it doesn't really have that much like power or like put away potential as like paddles nowadays. But honestly, like you play your shots well with that, and you can really just like set yourself up for a winner. So um, yeah, I think that was a great paddle. If I had to go with something more recent, I would say I would agree with the coral. I think that one's a great paddle. Also, kind of put into a like a non-power paddle
You
category,
chose the two
but
paddle that basically feel pretty similar in place of other.
yeah, they are similar in play style. The coral is like pretty much like an upgraded version of that other
Yeah.
paddle. I would say like the grit though on the Jelly Bean series was really good. At least from what I remember back then. Um, so yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the coral's great. Uh, feels great. And with the resets and the dings and drops and stuff.
Yeah.
Very easy to control. Yeah.
It's a good choice. All right. Overrated paddle of the year. For me, since we're talking about 11624, I thought the 11624 Power Series was super overrated. It wasn't. It's not. It's not a bad paddle by all. But man, that paddle got so much hype, and it got so much like people were fighting about it. I think the owner got into like arguments or like it was just bad. The 11624 has quite a following for sure too, and some it gets a little weird sometimes too. But man, that paddle was, and it sucked because the reviewers and stuff got like this batch of like extremely gritty paddles, and like it was completely different than the ones that people were getting, and it felt like a lot of people were like, what the heck, like mine has like no grit, where was the spin promise on this thing? And to me it just felt like really stiff. It was, everyone was saying like, oh man, this thing is like better than a Pro 4. I was like, no, no, it's not. It does not have the same power pop. Everyone's like, oh, it hits just the same level. I was like, no, it put it through the speed gun and it shows like there's a huge power difference. It didn't feel as good. It didn't have the same dwell and the soft control. And this is during a time that like people were saying that, oh, power and control is like not, you can't have both. I was like, no, like the Pro 4 came out and that was like the perfect balance. Like you had good power, but you're able to control your shots with the dwell, the touch, and the feel. And the 11624 power was definitely not it.
So this was gonna be super controversial. I'm probably gonna get flamed, but I'm gonna say it. I think the Loco is super overrated. I think like the amount of people like I want to talk about how you were saying how 11624, dude, their Discord was like they were like Zoomers sending memes, like everyone was just talking about it. Was that chat was going off the most of all the other channels. And now like Loco, after they come out with this thing, I mean like they have like great marketing and stuff. And then it's still like a pretty good paddle, but man, the batch we got was so bad. I don't think it's that good. I I think the only reason why it's so good and why people want it so much is because like the paddle reviewers are like saying like this is so good, and they have the paddle reviewers have a lot of influence. They can
Mm-hmm.
say one thing and then it will just Jedi mind trick the whole community. Because I got Jedi mind trick, I was like, dude, okay, everyone's saying that the logo is so good. It's just not for me. Um, it's a very good paddle, and I'm sure everyone, a lot of people will say it's like paddle of the year, but I don't think it's that great. Get a get a rhombus, get a quanta, get a quanta, get a cheaper paddle, get a VSOL, I'm sure it'll play just as good as the Loco. So
Everyone wants a local
yeah,
until they actually try it.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
they have great marketing.
the people that like
Honestly,
it,
that
though, they
is,
like it though.
yeah.
Mhm.
But I feel like that is, I said like Quanda was the one that most people were like, oh yeah, like this one I can see myself getting. The Loco was the one that I had the most people want to try, and then almost everyone decided not to get it. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, which was kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just all I gotta say. Super controversial. Might get flamed, but just gotta say it.
Thanks for being the brave one here.
No, I mean, so I was actually going to put it between the Loco and the Power also, the 11624 Power series also. Um, the thing is, I wasn't 100% sure which one I felt was more overrated, only because um, I haven't actually played with the pedals too much. I just knew that there was so much hype over the Loco, and I just didn't like how it felt, and I just didn't like how head heavy it was for us. Sure, there was a breaking period, and after that breaking period, it was a little bit better. But yeah, like Justin said, there's so many people who talked about that paddle, and then they just I think I've seen one out there aside from ours, maybe two. I'm not entirely sure I remember that one. I
Locos.
seen a bunch of several vapor powers, but I was gonna try both of them the other day, and I just completely forgot to. So that way I can figure out which one I actually didn't like, felt didn't like more, and then felt was more overrated. But I didn't end up doing that testing myself. So For me, it's between those two. I completely agree with Jonathan on that one, and I completely agree with you on the Power Series. So I don't really have one that I would say is more overrated for sure. But if I had to pick, I'd probably say the loco also.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my choices for that was also the logo.
Oh my
Mainly
god.
because, I mean, it's a good paddle. It's just, I don't know. I think the hype for it was so high that it actually was just disappointing once we got our hands on it. Um, I feel I'm gonna get our whole pod flame for this one. I feel like my other overrated pick is the broomstick.
I think that's valid though.
Oh.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with that too. Like I
Uh,
can agree with
Oh.
that
but
to a
not
certain
because
extent.
it's a bad performer, because obviously it's a great paddle. Um, but I feel like because it is such a good paddle, like everyone's getting it, and some people just like aren't used to how it plays, and then they like force themselves to try to learn it, but it just doesn't work for them. I don't know. Like I've seen so many people buy it and just play terribly with it, and they just like have to go back to whatever they were before. So maybe it's just skill issue, but like I don't know. I think the the public praise for it kind of makes it kind of a dangerous pick because you might get sucked into a paddle that just might not fit your play style at all. I guess
Very
it's
true.
true for like anything, but yeah, I think this one just has so much hype that it's like kind of like you might be convinced to get it even though it's not for you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see your point for that too.
Which
All
is a
right.
good idea for if there's any facility near you where you can test demo a paddle, demo them first before you make your pick.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Like
Especially when some of these paddles are as pricey as they are, like the boomstick
Mm-hmm.
or even the Pro Force, honestly.
yeah. But even then
Great
like
take.
even like $100 is like not everyone has $100, so
Yeah.
just try anything. Try everything.
All
Yeah.
right. Budget paddle of the year. Mine's pretty straightforward. All this there weren't that many this year.
There were
Um there's
a
I
good
feel like
amount.
there's four that I can think of. Well, I guess there's a few, yeah, but to me it was very definitive. So like I
Mhm.
have the Quanta and the Love's Cannon as my top two. The V Souls are like secondary. Those are the only ones like I felt like were really good. The reason why I put the Quanta and the Love's Cannon higher than the V Souls. V Souls are great, I think, for the value they are. But I feel the Rhombus Quanta can play just as well as any of the 200 and even some of like the higher price paddles, especially with the customizations. So even though it's $100 paddle, it plays way much more versus like the vehicles do feel good, but they definitely feel like lacking compared to some of the $200 films. So like you can tell a clear difference. The Love's
Mm.
Cannon, I feel like is just already plays better than a Yola Pro 4 for $93. So um, Gen 4 Ronbus Quanta, Gen 3 Love's Cannon. Like just hands down. That's my budget picks.
Oh, I was gonna say the Quanta, but I don't I don't I want to define like beginner. Like, do beginner people know how to put weight on and like understand like what weight does?
Well, we have a
Um
category for beginner paddle of the year. This was just budget.
okay. Oh, it was budget. Oh, sorry. I misheard it. Budget? Oh yeah, for sure then. Yeah. Quanta. Uh yeah, I'm just putting Quanta or like Luz. Quanta Luz and the Vsauls. Like for sure.
Yeah.
They're super cheap, super good. Um dude, you can't go wrong with it. If you're like, man, I want a Yola, just get a Luz.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do I want, man, I want a boomstick, just get the Quanta, you know? So if you're on a budget. So yeah.
I didn't really get to test the Luz as much. I think I played one game with it, maybe even less. I think I switched off of it right in the middle of testing other paddles. But I think I agree with the Quanta. Definitely agree with the Quanta. I think just sure, like you need to change the weights around it on a little bit, but for $100, it performs really, really well. And everybody wants to say like, oh, it can perform up to the level of a boomstick, depending on how you weight it up, and I can kind of see it. It's getting there, but I just don't feel like no matter how I feel like no matter how much weight you put on it, it just didn't feel like it is the boomstick to me. I mean, I just
Yeah.
got so attuned to the boomstick that I don't think the Quanta comes that close. But for $100, yeah, definitely a perfectly solid performing paddle.
Yeah, it's just got a breather. I mean, I mean the Quanta, so. But yeah, budget paddle of the year goes to the Quanta for me. Um, the Vsol Pro, if you want plug and play with like I would say like less of a potential um, for performance, I would go with that. You know, if you just are really uncomfortable with like weights, you just want something quick and easy, Vsol Pro is a great option.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the customization that comes with Quantas really helps you kind of like tune yourself to the paddle. And I will like clarify that like I don't think the Quanta feels like the boomstick at all.
No,
Like
it's
others,
not.
other than like the like hollowness, like it is quite a hollow paddle. That's another thing. If you don't like hollow paddles, then maybe you want to go Diesel.
That's true.
Because yeah, it is quite hollow. Um, but yeah, like I don't think they play very similarly. They have like different sweet spots. You can expand it with weight, but like it's just it's not like the whole paddle face. Um, and yeah, so even though people do compare the two, I would say like they're not really like the same. You are using a budget paddle, and
Mm-hmm.
I think the boomstick definitely like just purely performance wise is I would say like the cap is much higher, I think.
Yeah. Interesting enough, since I like rotate between here and up north where I'm at, the demographic is a little bit not as well off as over here. Over here, you're seeing like Boomstick Pro
Yeah, everyone
4s.
has one.
Yeah. Over there, it's not the same because over there, I see like the college kids and stuff. Like, you see a lot of rhombus and Luz cannons everywhere where up north where I'm at right now. But here, I haven't seen a. I think I saw like besides you and there's like one other person to see it. How's it? I
I
don't.
know
What was
we
this?
I think we
There's
know
several
five people
actually.
There's
with them.
several.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Have you guys
And
seen
then
any
we
like
have
Luz?
I've seen
I
two
think I've
Luz.
seen two maybe.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've
so they're
seen
starting
two.
to like spread out.
Yeah, the
But
Quanta,
the
there's a
Luz is
lot of
relatively
Quantas.
new, right? Like, when did it release?
Mm, maybe like
Not
a
too
few months
far
ago.
away. Not too far away from the rhombus, I think.
Yeah, maybe like a month or two
They
after
just
the
weren't
run.
Yeah,
like
exactly. I mean, yeah,
they just weren't talking
it,
about
it
as
hasn't
much.
had that time. I feel.
Yeah, but yeah,
All right, beginner paddle of the year. Um, I have two, and I'm kind of cheating because it's like you can choose between the NF or FC plus. As I choose as one. It's just like they're they're like pretty similar. It's just like a slightly different feel, but I feel like the play performance is pretty similar. Like they're the way I look at it is like the Honolulu paddles. I guess I should also like give a caveat. Some people are very sensitive about this for some reason. I mean, I shouldn't say for some reason. I want to respect their opinions and stuff like that too. But there's a religious um like affiliations on the top of the paddle, so that's like a big no-no for some people. But I feel that the Honolulus are really good paddles for the price, and they give you everything a person would want. Like You have all the shapes that are actually pretty good. The 3, the 6, and the 2 are good shapes. And now that they have like the long handle of the hybrid shape, it plays very well. It's like on the power category, but just on the lower end where it's just comfortable enough for anyone to get used to it. But the other one I have is the 6-0 Koro. I think that battle's just it's really good, and they will eventually have all 3 shapes as well too. I'm actually very interested to know what the wide body will play because I think the swing weight is like ridiculously low. I think I saw like the swing weight for one of the elongated itself was like 113 or something like that. So like the wide body is like a little bit over 100. That's insane for like how much pop and power it has already. So I think that's gonna be a really good one for beginners to try out.
I think my beginner might be controversial, but I think my definition of beginner is like they just absolutely have no idea like how to play pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming a beginner wouldn't want to ball out. So I chose the Friday Fever. I tried it out. Justin let me use, I'm gonna say specifically the wide body. I think um I think if you're a beginner, you should use a control oriented, not too powerful poppy paddle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that if you need it, then you can get it. But you should start off. I think every new player should start off with a um, control oriented paddle. And I think the Friday is super cheap. They always have like deals, like 2 for 1s or whatever, right? Um, yeah, I think if you're a noob, it's better than going to like Costco and getting like those Selkirk bundles, or like going to Walmart and getting like a bundle there. I only say this because you get the 2 for 1 special, but I think if you got some more money, yeah, Coral. And if you're okay to like learn about weights, then the Quanta. But yeah, Friday for first pick.
That's a pretty good one.
Um, for me, it was actually from the testing the other day because, like I said before, Boomstick kind of like made it very different for me. Like I'm so attuned to the Boomstick that I look for that specific feel. But if I'm gonna look for, say, something for beginner paddle of the year, I actually do agree with the Coral. It's I feel like it's exactly where it should be for right out of the box play paddle. I wanted to say the NF, but I noticed like from the 3 different NFs I've held in my hand that you kind of do have to weight it up a little bit. When I say weight it up, for me, it's because all 3 of them have been head heavy. So I
Mm.
feel like in order to get the balance right on it, you kind of need to put a weight at the butt cap of the paddle in order to make it feel right in the hand. I mean, sure, maybe some beginners like a head heavier paddle. I don't know for sure, but because of the fact that it's not, for me, it wasn't just right out of the box play. I had to give it to the Coral because from the small amount of testing I did on the Coral, it didn't feel like anything incredibly special, but it definitely felt like it was more than enough for a beginner to be able to play with and not have to worry about switching to a new paddle right away or anything like that.
Yeah, actually, I agree with both of you guys. So like with Jonathan, the Friday Fevers is a good pick for sure. I felt like they were just like decent performers. They have pretty much everything you would want in a paddle already in a package. They're super cheap. I got mine on Black Friday for 2 shapes, the elongated and the wide body fever for I think like what was it? It was like less than 140. So it's a pretty good deal for 2, but like you can just split it with a friend or something like that. They're great for what they are. Um, the one caveat for that one though is that like there is this like thick paint on them. Like the throat of the paddle, that's
Oh
just like
yeah.
super slippery. Like it's so smooth. And I, like beginners might be hitting that part of the paddle a
That's
little
true.
more. Um, that's the only caveat. But like, yeah, it's an easier one to recommend just because the budget of like someone who would just be starting, would probably be a lot lower than ones to like dive. Well, not no one, but like most people probably won't be comfortable diving in like with a $200 paddle like the Coral. But I mean, like the Coral is a great paddle and it's like super comfortable to play with. So yeah, those two are great picks.
Maybe I should move like the vessels to like the category for beginner paddle of the year because of the
Yeah,
pricing thing.
actually,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, Diesels would actually be a really great one because you don't have to like mod it. You just buy it and play with it.
I heard the vessel bloom is actually really good. You had
Yeah,
experience with it, yeah.
yeah. The Pro one, the blue one, that one was good. I would say it feels a little denser than a Quanta, um, and the launch angle of it feels a little lower, but um, I wouldn't say one was better than the other, just because um, I was just so used to like the Quanta already. It's like hard to say like the Bloom wasn't as good. The the Vsol Pro Bloom, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Paddle you want to hate, but you end up loving. Um, I had something, but I'm just gonna use it anyways too. But it's changed now. So I wanted to hate the YOLO Pro 4s. When they first came out, like they've had bad history of customer service. Their paddles were getting wrecked and destroyed. They came out with this ridiculous paddle, the mods, and like pretty much everyone's using it. And then they like suddenly turn over a new leaf, like saying, "Hey, we'll take good care of you guys now." And they came out with these fantastic paddles that like pretty much was one of the best paddles up until like the boomstick in my opinion. Now I do hate them still because I'm trying to get mine warranty and they won't answer me. So yeah, I'm, I don't have anything else at the moment for this. So
But is this paddle that you something you wanted to love but you hate?
no, this is the one you wanted to hate, but you end up loving it because I thought the Pro
Okay.
Force were actually really good, but I really wanted them to
Mhm.
suck.
Mhm.
But in my opinion, they do suck still because of the customer service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good, but the customer service ruins it for you.
I think they baited us because I remember at the beginning of the year when they first came out, the customer service was pretty good. Like I had my delaminated, and then they're like, "Yeah, we got you," and now I'm just getting ghosted. And I bought so many of them.
You
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah. Okay. So paddle I wanted to hate but ended up loving was the Thrive. Uh
Oh my god.
so basically what happened was so I am like pretty sensitive to like feel of like paddles. Um I like a very specific feel and yeah, Tomo was telling me, yeah, Thrive is like what you want. And I was like, oh god, Thrive. I don't know. I always like I don't know. I thought Thrive didn't have like great paddle. I was like, no, this is not gonna be good. And then RPM had like their Black Friday sale, and I was like, dude, this is it. I'm gonna like this one. And then the Thrive came in. I tried it. I was like, dang, this is really freaking good. It had the right feel, touch that I liked. Um, but obviously I like the RPM better. But yeah, I really wanted to hate the Thrive. so much because I was getting the RPM specifically. But Thrive, impressive, very impressive paddle. That's mine.
Funny enough for me, the paddle I wanted to hate but ended up loving is the boomstick.
Really?
I didn't want to care for Selkirk at all because Jonathan
Oh,
was our Selkirk fanatic over here, and I was just trying to avoid Selkirk in general. But then I ended up testing the boomstick, and I just couldn't get it out of my mind. I love that. I love the boomstick. It just fits me so well. But yeah, that's really all I had to say on that. I was just trying to make it so that I can hate on Selkirk and avoid it, so that Jonathan could be our Selkirk guy. But somehow it ended up being a little different. I ended up being the Selkirk guy,
Yeah, now
Should
you
have became an ambassador.
and
now
now
you
I'm trying to
buy
become an ambassador at some point.
yeah. Now you buy outfits to match your
I buy outfits to
boomsticks.
match my paddles.
I'm telling you, dude, Selkirk has been the pound for pound king since day one of pickleball.
I wish I could find a paddle like how some people's lives gets changed by a certain paddle though. I like the coral. I gave the coral to someone today too. Like yesterday, I let him try it out.
Oh
He was
yeah.
like, "Oh my god," he was like, "Dude, this is the one." Like, it's just like seeing someone fall in love.
Right.
It's just in front of your
Yeah.
eyes. And like, man, why can't I get to like that with a paddle? And then like,
Because
I've had
you
so
have too
many
many
people.
paddles, dude.
Yeah.
You use too
You've
many.
tried too
I
many.
feel
He's the
like
one.
These guys that you recommended to, they only use like one or two,
I'm
and
just a
that's all they know.
matchmaker, dude. I'm just a matchmaker for paddles.
It's
People
funny.
like for
He's the
like,
one who's actively searching for the one paddle, but everyone else ends up with their the one paddle, and he's just continuing to his search.
I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm still waiting for my neonic replacement. Come on. Like
Oh,
as much as I like the Quanta, it's not the same magic as when I played with the neonic Flare
Dude,
Prime X.
that was the one for you, dude. That
I
grit is still so good.
I know, yeah, it is amazingly good. Yeah, and I made that one. I played well, maybe not every day, but like 3, 4 times a week for like 3 hours a day. Yeah, it's crazy. But the one I wanted to hate but ended up loving was actually the Franklin C45. I I wanted to hate it because Tom was like, "You're gonna love this paddle." I was like, "Nah."
Why do you guys like hate my opinion so much? You guys are
I
always
don't know.
against me. You're like, oh,
I didn't want to like it.
Because
You
you
told me
got
I wanted.
Jedi mind tricked. You got Jedi mind tricked by the
You told me
Psychic
to
by
like.
that
Yeah,
one.
that's actually why.
because that's
But yeah, it felt really great. Um, like it's not like performance-wise the best paddle, but man, like it feels nice. It looks nice. You feel good holding it. You play decently. It's like,
it's a good
oh,
paddle.
yeah, it's good paddle.
yeah.
But I wanted to hate it
Just
specifically because you told me
just
to
because
like
I
it.
said I liked it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Also because you didn't get the green one.
Okay, that's on these guys. I ask every single time what color.
Red, just red.
Mm. It's always red. Why do we always get the red?
Because you know why. Red is the best one.
Oh look, he's
No.
improving. He's
When
improving,
he got the
Justin. He held back.
when he when he got the blue side pick, I was like, oh my gosh, what is
You could
this?
have gotten the green sighting. That one looks sick.
Yeah, the
Dude, the
green one
red
looked pretty good.
one.
Hey,
The red one.
I got you the red Fury this time though.
Yeah, that was great play, but you end up still getting the blue because Victoria wanted it.
We have like 800 red paddles, dude.
And then 900 blue paddles.
Bloods versus Crips, man.
Oh my god.
All
Oh
right.
no.
Other side, what paddle did you want to love? You ended up hating. For me, it was the bread and butter local and the side-pick avatar. I wanted to love those things so much, and for the side-pick, it was for they're for different reasons. The side-pick avatar, it was so good because it was so gritty. It had like a good feel to it, It was like a Gen 4 paddle that to me actually didn't feel that muted. And then I felt like, I don't know, it's like the make-off came off or something, and after like a week, it was like there's no more grit. It was just smooth. I'm like, man, this is not it anymore. And they're both pretty head heavy. The grit like lasted for sure, but man, it feels so good, but it's just something's off with that balance for me that I just could not like it. Like, and I think some people say like the sweet spot's really big or something. I don't feel it at all. Like, no matter how much weight I add onto that thing, maybe the wide body like had a better sweet spot for sure, but the long it just, oh man, that thing does not feel right for me. I don't know what it is. And I don't think it's a swing weight either, because I play with some of my paddles. I weigh them up pretty high, and the swim weight's like 126, and I'm fine with that. But the Cypic and the local is just different for me.
Sorry, I had to respond to something. So you guys, if you guys know Jonathan lore, this is it. My paddle that I wanted to love, but I absolutely hate, is the Wilson Vesper. That paddle,
I actually
my
like it.
goodness. Oh hex no, dude. If there was the most beautiful paddle award for 2025, that was it. The Vesper is so sick. It looks so nice. Looks so cool. Um, literally like 3 hits with it. I was like, I can't do it. Um, Tony had the Vesper, right?
I want them to
3 hits
try it
with it.
again. I want them to try doing the Apex.
We should try
They're,
it again.
Dude,
maybe they're cooking with that handle, you know?
did they make a new one? Because my goodness, dude,
Oh, but they
it
should.
is legitimately the
I
worst
want them to.
paddle of all time. Like,
It looks
actually,
pretty
not
bad.
worst. It's bad, but I really wanted to like it, man. I, you know, look good, feel good while playing. That's why I liked Selkirk. Look good, feel good. Aerodynamic. But my gosh, just gotta say Vesper. Period.
I
That's
should have
fair.
done paddle
It,
design of the
what
year.
it, yeah, what it could have
We could have one
become.
at the end, sure.
Yeah, Vesper wins.
It does look
But
pretty
yeah,
sick.
yeah, but that's it. Just the Vesper. When Tony brought it out, my eyes like lit up.
You did.
I
You
was
were
so
like
ready.
giddy. That was actually really funny.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
um, for me, it was actually the flamingo, the Proton Flamingo.
Hmm.
So when I first started pickleball, uh, Tomo over here told me about the Proton events. So I ended up getting to go to my very first Proton event, and I was so happy about it. I go over there. I ended up getting a free Roadrunner, a paddle, and I even ended up with a free Proton bag. So and that was because the owner of the company, Charles Darling, is a darling. He's an incredibly super sweet, generous guy, and it just made my experience with Proton just all that much better. So I really, really, really wanted to love the Flamingo if I ever got my hands on it. And and when I first tested it, I hated it. I hated the paddle. I hated how it hits. I hated how it feels. It just did not feel right playing with that paddle, no matter what. And I kind of forgot about that until about a week and a half ago, where I ended up getting to try the Flamingo again. Now that I've gotten a little bit more experience under my belt, and it reminded me I still hate that paddle. It does not feel good. I do not like that paddle at all. Um, Luckily, the Peacock, their newest paddle, um, is changing things. It actually feels way better than the Flamingo did, but still, the paddle I hated, the paddle I wanted to love but hated, was the Flamingo. I wanted to love it just because it's Proton, but I just did not like that paddle
That's
at all.
crazy. The flamingo was the paddle I wanted to hate that I actually hated. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't say anything about the good
I,
about
I
that
was
paddle.
I was just so hopeful because I was like, oh, the Proton event was so much fun for me. It was the owner's so nice. It's based in Arizona. It's so freaking cool. This
Yeah,
is amazing.
I will say that like I think Proton is like great for the community here in Arizona.
Yeah,
Like they
it is.
do
They
so
they
much
are
for the
definitely.
community, and
And the owner's
I
great. The
appreciate
company's great,
that.
but
Yeah,
just the paddle was so not great.
yeah. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't know. I think it's because everyone hyped that one up for me, and the first time I tried it, I was just like, damn.
Yeah, and I
I
remember at the time when I first started and was wondering about the flamingo, it was sold out everywhere. It
yeah
was so hard to get hands on. So we had to test it from somebody else who had it, and luckily we did because I wouldn't have known. I would have just went and got one anyways, hoping that it would be a great paddle for me. No, I'm glad I got to test it.
yeah
Glad we have, someone like you, Tomo, letting people try all your paddles so that way they can find their one.
yeah. Wow, you're still searching.
It's okay. One day.
I think mine is honestly, I think mine is the either the NF or the FC plus, the Honolulu Football Company one. I actually really wanted to like them. Um, and I think at least for my play style, they just felt like they were lacking in something, and they felt kind of clunky to me. And I know a lot of people who love that paddle, but for me, it just man, I wanted to like it so much. Uh, Also, they're ugly paddles. I, I, yeah, I don't know. They're so. I
Do you
think
know
they're
that
pretty
many
ugly.
that actually likes them that much though? I only know one
Yeah,
amongst
I
our
know
group
like
of
maybe
friends.
I guess
That
like two.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
like two, but I didn't think their paddle was ugly, but
I
I
think
don't know.
it's hideous.
I think it's just wild considering the viewers hype it up so much. Like I think it's like
Yeah.
it's like winning paddle of the year for a lot of reviewers.
Mhm.
And I think their paddles are pretty good. They always felt a little I don't like they just didn't feel like, I don't want to use the other word, but I guess they didn't feel luxurious to me.
Mm. I think it's
Um
because they're in like gray. I think that's why.
I mean, I'm okay with gray. I like millennial gray, but no, it's just the way it feels is like a little bit off. And I thought G2K was okay too last year, but I was surprised
Mhm.
that it won Paddle of the Year as well.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
this, I would be surprised if Honolulu wins Paddle of the Year with the NF and SC Plus as well when we have all these other ones. I
mhm.
think they're good paddles, but I feel like there's just better ones still.
Yeah. I would agree. They're not bad
Hmm.
in any aspect, but yeah, they just feel like there's more to be had with them.
Yeah. All right. We'll move to favorite paddle of the year then.
Yeah,
I
favorite
actually
paddle.
had two that were my favorites of this year. The 11624 Alpha Pro Power, I actually played um as one that I stuck with a very long time. I think I had it since it came out, which I forgot when it did. But yeah, I pretty much used it up until recently, when it's kind of worn out. And even though it didn't have any grit on them, I still liked it. It gave me everything I needed. It just lacked a little bit of pop, which is the reason why I need to switch. It wasn't so much to like, oh, I don't like, I think it's a bad paddle or anything like that. It's just like in terms of the playstyle I'm trying to gravitate towards now, requires a little more like pop than power. I don't need as much drive power anymore, so I need a little bit more of like something light with a good pop for hand battles. And I prefer a little poppier paddle so I can also like learn how to dink better with it too and learn how to mitigate the pops pop-ups when I'm thinking with something like that.
Mhm.
So RPM 14 millimeter for me is my current favorite, even though I feel like on average I play better with the Thrive Fury right now, especially like when the weather is cold, and you're playing with like a Vulcan. I had like no feel with the RPM 14, but it could also be mine because Tony's definitely felt different. So maybe it's just mine. I don't know.
Yeah. I think they need to address their QC issues for sure. Yeah.
All right, what you got, Jonathan?
I think my favorite paddle. I played the boomstick for the longest. I thought when the boomstick come out, I was like, yeah, this is as best as it's gonna get at the moment. And I had a lot of fun with it. I was really impressed, and it was the longest main that I had this year by far. Um, and then honorable mentions, C45. Not a favorite, but just played really like I just love the feel of it. Felt really good. And then and I had to also put the RPM because it's my main right now. It's really fun. Um, feels great. I think I play the best pickleball with the RPM currently. You guys know how I play. Maybe you guys can comment on it, but
He
I
gets a
feel like
power boost every
personally,
time he
I'm
crunches his handle. Every time he does it, he gets like
yeah,
a little
yeah.
power boost.
Hold on, dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn on my PC and then I'm gonna try to do it. Well, maybe like before like this ends, but yeah, it's like I'm like cracking my knuckles. It's crazy, but yeah. Just I think you're muted by the way if you're trying to talk.
Oops. Yeah. Yeah. It's like he twists the handle and it cracks. It's crazy.
Yeah, like the bop it machine.
Yeah.
It's like a bop it, twist it. I'm just like every single time, twist it, twist it.
Does it
So
It'll
do it
be
when you
so.
hit something like when you hit
yeah,
the
so if
ball?
I
Does it
like if I like if I like snap it really fast,
oh you hear
like
it?
like I'll like hear like
Does
slightly
mine have it?
crunch.
Mine sometimes has it though.
Jeez.
No, I feel like mine like
Yeah,
got fixed after I did it. Like when you like do this, yours continuously does it. Like
mine does it continuously. Even the one that Levi got me,
oh
they
really?
both do it.
No
Yeah, both
way.
of them do it. I'll if you go to backyard tomorrow, I'll show you. They both continually
Yeah, that's
crunch.
QC
We should email
issues.
them. Like
Maybe
that's
that's the reason why
pretty
like
bad
your
issue.
drops are like so inconsistent. It just every time you
Yeah.
hit it, just like crunches.
Yeah.
I will say the crunch does throw me off a lot. So that's why like before I'm like about to go to a point, I like crack it so that I don't feel it. I don't feel it at this point.
Yeah. Oof, yeah. Like
That's a crazy thing to have to do.
it sucks as
Yeah.
it's a great paddle, like performance
Yeah.
wise. It's just like, man, that's a big
I
issue.
wonder what it actually is.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
I
really
don't know. I don't know. Come on,
What about
Jimmy,
it?
save my life.
Mine's relatively easy, and I don't really have to detail it too much because I've already done it with all the other stuff. It's the boomstick. I I loved it so much. It was my favorite. I loved it so much. I ended up with 3 of them. I ended up selling one, but I ended up with 3 of them still. All right, one being the Regal series, and then I started, like I said, uh, like Justin said, actually, I started buying outfits to match the paddle. That's just how much I loved it. So easy for me.
Yeah. I, honestly, I feel like maybe it's recency bias. I think my favorite paddle of the year might be the coral. Just like feel wise. It's
No,
just
it's
it feels
good.
so
I love
good.
the choreo. I might consider actually getting the elongated. Like
Yeah, it
Oh,
just feels nice. But do I play well with it? That's like questionable.
I
Like
think you do. It's
I do, but I feel like I just can't perform as well as I do with like obviously my main.
you can't just be barbarian with it. That's all. You can't like triple
Oh, I'll make
headshot.
it work.
it might just take more games, honestly.
Yeah, probably. Um,
Also, you haven't added weight on that thing.
That's true.
That's true
I don't
too,
think I
right?
would though, because it feels nice right now. It just
Yeah,
feels too
for
good.
me, that's exactly like that's why it was the beginner paddle of the year for me because it plays well right out of the
Yeah.
box. So
I don't really think I lack power with it though, so it just yeah, I think it just needs more time maybe.
Okay. Last category is paddle of the year, which
Okay,
regretfully,
everyone say
regretfully, I think it's the boomstick.
yeah, that's right.
Um, this is just basically pure performance. Value is not added at all. Uh, my honorable mention though is your guys' overrated pick, the bread and butter local. I still think it's pretty good performance. Just I just don't like it. I don't like either of the paddle of the years, but I think they're both really, really good paddles. They're not my favorites, but I think they're both paddles of the year for my picks.
So my paddle of the year, like every year, is going to be the Power Air. I'm just kidding. Um, that's always an honorable mention, the Power Air. But I think this year, my paddle of the year is the Boomstick. No money is like just pure performance. I think if if you just want to like be at the most advantage possible, I think Boomstick. It's just too good of a paddle to pass up on. I think, if you're competitive, like I would highly steer towards the Boomstick because it's a cheat code. Super crazy pop, super crazy power, and also has very good control. Surprisingly, because the sweet spot's so big. But I don't know. Seeing everyone around with it after, I should hold my tongue. Um, okay, fine, I'll say it. When I started seeing all like these people like just like everyone's using like the boomstick from grandmas to grandpas to uncles and aunts to babies and kids. I'm like, man, this ain't no special no more. But that's just my issue. I want to be different, and not RPM hasn't caught on yet, so that's why I like the RPM.
One of the
Honorable mention
workers,
RPM.
one of the workers that works at the facility that we play indoors at, he was talking about how like he laughs when he sees so many beginners come in with boomstick and just just sail it out there every single time. He's like, why are these people spending $333 on these paddles? They can't even like do it. I would say like I agree with your point. And the hardest lesson that I would say that people using the boomstick is that you're gonna have to put your ego aside and play it like a lot different than you would. You're not gonna will on that thing. That's not how you're supposed to be playing with
You
it.
need to learn to control it.
Yeah.
But the thing about the beginners having it also, I think I see in a way, like I don't know how many of them are like that, but I feel like some of them are just buying it as a one and done paddle, right?
Yes, that's
They're
very
they're
true.
getting it, expecting, oh, this is a full foam paddle, and this is gonna be last me all the way through. Instead of going through, a beginner paddle or something cheaper, if they feel like they might end up on that paddle anyways, why not just start there and work their way through it, So, which, as and you already know, that's my paddle of the year. That's the paddle of the year for me too, Boomstick. I, again, not much to say. I already said what I needed to say about that paddle. It's just performs so incredibly well, and I originally my main before it was a Scorpius, and this was just the next level in pop and power, and in a way even control. It just got me to the next stage. So that's the power. That's the paddle of the year for me.
I feel like if I define performance as like just pure stats, then yeah, like Boomstick cannot be like beat just because it has everything you would technically want. If I'm gauging performance as like how many people can be good with it,
Oh, yeah.
and like
Oh yeah.
that's a whole different story. Like if that's how I judge it, then I might actually give it to like the Yola Pro 4s. I think they're good middle ground, have good enough power, have a good enough sweet spot where, and a good like paddle diversity in shapes and thicknesses, so
Mm.
that it kind of just fits the general population.
Yeah.
Most people can find one that they can play pretty decently well with and can actually learn to play the game with, you know. Um, yeah, so yeah, those two.
Similar reasonings to how I put it as a Gen 3 paddle of the year for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would do that over the NFs and the FC Plus.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like the NF and FC Plus only has one paddle shape so far. Well, I guess they have like their their new ones, right? Their new J3 and
Six.
J6 and
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
J3s, they're wide
yeah, I
body.
actually haven't played those, so I wonder if I would change my mind if I tried those out. But I think just because of the sheer amount of people who play the Yola Pro 4s, I've seen the most people grow with it, you know. So especially this year, like we've seen a lot of people who just started playing um grow. So like they grew with the Pro 4s.
Yeah.
Yeah, served them well. And
What,
then
like 30-40% of the players on the court I
yeah,
see are all Pro 4s.
and they still use them well. And
I mean, they
you
have
know,
to, even though they're like 50% of them are like core crushed or something, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, yeah. I think those two are my picks.
That's fair. Let me see if I were to think of a paddle that was like not just like top of the line like level.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Pro 4 is pretty hard to argue. I mean, I would say that I was wondering why you chose that over the RPMs, but now that you mentioned like the shapes, I do agree. The RPM's limited with the shapes. No, I refuse to accept that both Yola and Selkirk are on the top.
I know it's disgusting.
This is disgusting.
Ah,
I like Selkirk though, but
But Yola.
I think we just have a unanimous winner of Boomstick.
yeah,
Boom
sadly.
6 just too good. It's
It's
too
only
goaded.
because the Neonic Flare Prime X didn't come out this year.
Yeah.
The what?
That's like the Neonic, like their foam paddle, dude. That's like half. That's like the Half-Life 3 joke. It's never gonna come out.
Dude, I'm so mad. Like they're
She got
baiting me.
baited too. Yeah. They came out with
It's
a
gonna
nice
be like 5
backpack
years.
though. Freaking
I know they probably win backpack of the year or something. But
Hey,
I don't
hey,
actually own that many paddles.
it's just don't let it be a distraction. You know, don't let it be a distraction.
I keep going on their Discord and they keep like dangling new prototypes in front of me, and then they're like, "But you can't have it." Like,
Oh man.
That's the worst. I do like dislike that they do that.
man,
Like
Yannick, if you're hearing this, please at least give Telmo a prototype.
okay. All right, I guess like if we have since we have a little time anyways, do you guys have like design paddle of the year?
Best
Vesper, dude.
design?
Like
Vesper.
The Vesper,
Vesper?
really? You like the Vesper?
Yeah. I mean, look at it. It's thick.
This looks like a tennis racket.
Exactly. The first tennis racket pickleball paddle to exist.
I just didn't like the paddle face. I think for me, the paddle face that looks the coolest, or at least like the cleanest right now, is the RPM. I really like that design.
I thought the Luz was pretty good.
Uh,
The
and
Tornado.
Luz is pretty cool too.
I
Yeah.
love
Oh,
the
you know what? Never
Tornado.
mind. Yes,
Dude,
the Luz Tornado.
you know what's funny?
so pretty.
People, there's some like the pickleball, like big pickleball reviewers. They're like clowning on the Luz design. They do not like the design.
Dude, people on
So
Discord just
They're
hates
boomers, that's why.
everyone. They just hate everything. Like,
yeah,
I'm like on the small boat of people that like the Tornado more than the Inferno. I think the Inferno is a great paddle too, but it's not for me. And I actually like the
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tornado a lot. But man, I get like sad roses emojis every single time I say
Yeah,
that.
everyone glazed the Inferno, but I actually don't think I care. I honestly I think the cannon is probably the best of the three for me. But yeah,
So is it just is that the paddle design of the year? The laws. Is there anything else? I mean,
the Tornado is
I guess
pretty
the
good.
Vesper though.
I think honestly, I like the boomstick design. Like, not gonna lie, I think it looks nice.
Definitely the Regal one. I love that. Is my favorite right there.
Wait, Regal's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think the
Gold,
red.
black, white. Too good.
I think I like the red one more, but not the Jack sock. I think the Jack sock one. Yeah,
Yeah, Captain America.
The Captain America paddle, yeah.
yeah.
Inferno's pretty good too.
I mean the gold boomstick is pretty much the Sentry paddle.
Yeah,
All right, we did it, guys.
We
Good
did it.
job.
Yay!
oh, awesome.
Happy 2025.
Dang. Yeah, dude. Yeah, we tested so many paddles this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Now we
actually
can,
kind of
now we can chill.
for a group
yeah.
that doesn't get sponsored by like literally any company. We tested a lot of paddles.
Seriously, we gotta.
Tested too
Yeah.
many paddles.
Thanks, Tomo. Thank you for
Thanks, Tomo.
taking like 40 for the team.
Seriously, I think I just can't wait for the sponge paddle that comes out next year.
The
The
what?
new material,
That's his
sponge.
prediction. He's predicting it's gonna be sponge.
No.
Not cork. It's gonna be sponge.
Can
I
we try
believe in
bamboo?
sponge.
Can we do bamboo?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Just some cement.
Just kill someone?
I think it's just
Yeah.
denim paddle faces.
Oh my gosh, that's
No.
disgusting.
Like they have for says when they put corkscrew on the handles for fishing rods because they actually have a really good feel. Like you can feel all the vibrations and everything. For the people who want to feel those vibrations, they're gonna put cork on those handles. Right?
I don't want tennis elbow anymore.
Well, obviously not you. You.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. That's a wrap.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that is wrap.
Thanks,
Happy
everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. I don't know.
We're not even at happy.
Right.
We're not even at Christmas yet.
11. So we're not gonna make
We're
another
pretty close
call.
to it.
Yeah.
All right. We done?
Yes.
Cool.